Welcome to my Roguelike game development channel. Before I dive into today's feature breakdown, I'd like to show you about 3 minutes of gameplay from the latest build. I'll give you a detailed breakdown afterward, so make sure to stick around until the end. I think you'll feel like, wow, it already looks playable. Check it out. It really feels like the game is getting close to being fully playable, doesn't it? I'll give a detailed breakdown of today's implementation right after this. And I'll also give you a quick peek at the next feature related to this update. So make sure to watch until the end. As I mentioned briefly in the previous video, I'm adding a system that lets you recruit monsters as allies. For now, every defeated enemy will always join your party. This is just to make testing easier, so don't worry. It won't stay that way in the final game. Of course, allies can level up too. Can you notice how their attack power keeps increasing? At first, it took 2 hits to defeat an enemy, but after leveling up they can take one down with a single strike, because the damage they deal has grown. Actually, I've prepared multiple types of ally AI. What you saw at the beginning is just one of them. This particular one is set to always stay close to the player, trying to keep one tile adjacent. And if an enemy steps next to it, the ally will prioritize fighting that enemy first. A quick heads up. If you travel with a large group of allies, some of them may occasionally lose track of the player and get separated. When that happens, the lost ally will start wandering around the floor on its own. This isn't a bug, it's an intentional feature, but it comes with risk. Once separated, an ally might have to fight multiple enemies alone. Even a high-level, powerful ally can be taken down if it gets surrounded by foes that can inflict troublesome status effects, like putting it to sleep. So be careful out there. Next is the wandering AI. Instead of following the player, this ally roams freely around the floor, taking out enemies on its own. It's handy, but because it acts alone, it's much easier for it to be defeated. This mode isn't implemented yet, and if you've never played a roguelike like this, you might not realize it. But if the ally stumbles into a monster house, a room packed with enemies, it will be defeated unless it's extremely powerful. Still, when your own gear and level are too low to fight, sending an ally out under this command can help you avoid danger. Let's watch the ally wander and fast forward. This will make it crystal clear what this command actually does. The next command I'm adding is the standby order. The ally simply stays in place, and if an enemy comes adjacent, it will fight. For example, you can station an ally at a room's entrance to wipe out any enemies that try to enter. With several allies set to standby, you can consistently fight enemies while outnumbering them. Mastering these different orders will be key to beating the game. And of course, this isn't all. There are about 3 or 4 more commands planned, so stay tuned. Strategy isn't just about which orders you give. It's also about how many allies you recruit. In this game, when an ally defeats an enemy, only that ally and the player share the experience points. Right now, the player doesn't actually gain XP. Please ignore that for the moment. If you recruit just one ally and let only that ally level up, the experience isn't split, so that ally can grow stronger much faster. For this demo, I tweaked the settings so it levels up quickly, making it easy to see the difference. You'll notice how dramatically its attack and defense improve. Watch the damage numbers in the message log. It's true. When you focus on leveling up just one ally, that ally becomes incredibly strong, and on screen it almost looks invincible. But imagine this. If that ally were taken down by some unexpected accident, what would happen? That's right. You'd have to keep fighting with only the player character. The risk of losing such a powerful companion is very high. This game will eventually include many different traps and carefully tuned mechanics. On the other hand, when you recruit a lot of allies, the experience points get split more ways, so each ally's growth tends to be slower. But the risk of losing a single ally is also spread out, and you can experiment with a variety of strategies. You can even give different orders to different allies and assign them distinct roles. For example, you might send your strongest ally to explore the floor, while keeping weaker allies on standby so they always fight in a group. Or you could protect an ally whose raw stats aren't impressive, but who has a particularly powerful skill. Another option is to explore the floor together with a moderately strong ally, bringing along 2 others to ensure no one gets separated. There are many possible ways to tackle the dungeon. It may look like a simple game at first, but it requires plenty of thought, because the amount of experience needed to level up, and the way each ally's stats grow, differs from one to another. Choosing which allies to recruit and raise is an important part of the strategy. So that's it for this look at the Ally AI implementation. Of course, the AI is still far from perfect, and there are definitely bugs. I put this together in just a week, so it's naturally incomplete. It may take hundreds of hours to fully polish, but I will see it through to completion. So please stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way to the end. We're now around 20 subscribers, and that's entirely thanks to all of you who stick with me until the end. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts or feedback in the comments. See you next week.